Hey Dreamers, this is Jade and I'm here to film my 2022 journal lineup video. As you can see, I have quite the stack, so let's go ahead and jump right in and I will tell you what I will be using all of these journals for. Some of them you have seen already, some of them are new, and some of them are, like I said, carryovers or whatever. So yeah, let's jump right in. Okay, first I have my Leuchtturm 1917 in A6 size that I picked up. And you guys know, if you watch my channel with any regularity, that if a notebook has a choice between plain, dot grid, and grid, I'm always going to pick the grid. I just love that paper the best. Love the guidelines. So I picked up another one for this year in purple. With, of course, the grid paper, and I'll show you how I use it. And I'm actually going to do a page in here on my channel of how I set up my calendar, if anybody's interested in how I do that. And I should say, for anybody that's interested on how I do that and maybe want to do it themselves this year. But I will show you an example of how I use this notebook. And so this is the one I have been using since July of 2021. And so what I will do is set up my own little calendar to keep any important dates or whatever here, things that I need to remember, appointments, anything like that. And then here I will do a page for any movies or television shows that I was binging and or watching for that month. And I just like to print out little icons to show what it was that I was watching. I just like the visual of that. Same thing with any music that I may have had on repeat for that month. And that way, this gives me a reference for when I'm doing my creative journaling to go back to when I'm doing my favorites for the month. So I can just pick out of these what were my favorites for that month and use that. I will also, if I completed any books for that month, will draw out a little bookshelf and add the books that I read for that month there. Next, I will have a page for any information I just need to kind of dump out and have somewhere so I don't forget it. And then I just like to keep a daily account of what I'm doing during what times so I can, again, go back and reference it when I'm doing like my daily journaling or anything like that. So that's basically how I use this notebook. We'll see if any changes get made to that, but for now, that's pretty much the format that I'm going with. And yeah, this is why I picked up this Leuchtturm, and I actually got this from Amazon this year. So yeah, you can look it up there. I do know that Barnes and Noble sells them as well, so you can also look there. Next, for my creative journal, I haven't quite decided whether I want to use this Tomoe River notebook or the A6 Hobonichi. They both have Tomoe River paper. They're both A6 size. They both have grid. However, this one is thinner and it doesn't have the rounded edges, as you can see, as the Hobonichi. Now, I think I'm leaning towards this one simply because I want to try it out. The grid is bigger. As you can see with this one, absolutely love this, but this is actually a Hobonichi notebook that I covered. And the grid is really tiny compared to this. So I was kind of looking forward to seeing how this grid is in comparison with this as far as writing. I think I would like this one better, even though I love this notebook and I actually have stocked up on these. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with this one, but these are my choices when I transition out of that one into this one, which should be soon, because I'll open this up so you can see what it looks like on the inside without like writing and it looking all fat like that. But the one that I'm in now, I'm still catching up, but I'm in September at the moment, and my journaling and keeping up with stuff really slowed down by then, so I probably won't have too much else to put in there anyway. So yeah, here is what this looks like, and as you can see in comparison, the grid is completely different, but they both say they're Tomoe River notebook paper. So yeah, but like I said, I think I'm leaning towards this one, and I may round the edges myself. I may also leave them. We just shall see. So that is it for my creative journal. So one of these will be the option. Next, I have this dream journal from the company Magic of I. And I actually just today, which is the 31st that I'm filming this, finished my last dream journal from them. It's the same exact notebook. I just have it in a different color. It's like a teal green type of color. Maybe not as deep as teal green or whatever. So here is basically what the dream journal looks like. And it kind of gives you a little information about dreams and how this notebook is to be used in the beginning. See how to use your dream journal or whatever. So it has that information in it, and it's just a nice notebook. For the date, put the date up there, and then sporadically throughout you'll have pages like this, decorating the notebook with other messages about dreams and such. So really enjoyed using this one before, and I had gotten two at the same time, so it's time to transition into this one since I completed my other one. My next journal is another Magic of I journal, and this is actually more of a planner than a journal. So I'm going to get this open so you guys can see the flip. And this is one I showed in my haul, so I'll do a quick showing of what it looks like on the inside. This is basically an astrology planner or calendar. So it keeps up with like the moon cycles and stuff. And again, it tells you how to use this planner. That's what I really love about Magic of I. What do you call them? Products. I mean, they're just so beautifully made, and they have all of the information that you could ever need on how to use it if you're confused. And so, yeah. And this is basically, like I said, their astrology journal in the pocket size. You guys know I prefer smaller notebooks if I can find them. And I'm going to do just a quick, is that a, look, got me a little sticker. Flip through illustration guide back here, just so you guys can get the gist of what it looks like. The pages. Beautiful. I mean, it's really just a gorgeous calendar. So if you're interested in keeping up with like the moon phases and things of that nature, astrology, what planet is retrograde or whatever, all of that kind of stuff, pick you up one of these. Like I said, it's magicofi.com. And yeah, I get the pocket size, but they do have bigger sizes for people who like bigger notebooks. So that is my next calendar here. So I'll be able to keep up with that for like the phases of the moon and what. So next, I'm still working in my tarot journal. I have been really slow and slacking on this. I had gotten into a groove where I was doing a lot at once, and then I slacked off again. So I'm still slowly working my way through learning the tarot deck. And as you can see, I made it through, let's see, the death card. So the last card I worked on was the death card, and so the next card will be temperance, that I do. And what I do as far as trying to learn it is I first kind of study the card and look at it myself, and I write down what my first thoughts and impressions are, what I think the things, like some of the stuff symbolizes in the card. And then I actually have a guide written by Jessica Alexandria, or Jessica Wiggin, one of my favorite YouTube astrologers. And I'll go back and read her interpretation of the card and write that down. So I write all of that down, my first impressions. And it's fun to see, like I said, I don't know. I've been just learning this myself. So it's fun to see if my interpretations or thoughts and feelings about the card kind of aligns with what is written in her book. So that is it for that. Like I said, I'm on the temperance card. I have yet to make it through the major arcana, but I will continue trucking along in this tarot journal. Next, I try to meditate at least 10 to 15 minutes every day. And sometimes when I'm doing that, little messages come through, or I keep hearing something repeated over and over, or a song will come through, or anything like that. So I like to make a note of it in this little notebook here. It's nothing special. It's just like a quick Moleskine journal, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, see, it's Moleskine. I probably picked this up from Target or something like that in like a 3 or 4 pack. And so I will just quickly write the date, the time, and whatever it was that was coming through at the time in that. And so I actually just kind of started this practice, but it helps me keep up with some of the things that are coming through when I am in meditation. And if I need to dwell on, look up, or figure out what that means for me more, I have a note of it here. So yeah, so I picked this cute little journal up from AliExpress quite a little while ago. It's been in my stash and I've been wondering what I wanted to do with it. And it's the color green and my name is Jade. So I decided to use it as a journal about basically myself. So anything pertaining to me, like my birth chart, human design chart, or any other thing, stuff that I love to eat, all of my favorite types of things, what I know helps me de-stress, anything pertaining to me, I think I will add and make this journal of. And I think that's a good idea for everyone. So just have a journal dedicated to yourself and who you are and how you're growing as a person. And so what I love about this journal is that it has both grid paper and plain paper. So there's grid in the front, plain paper in the back. So there's several different ways that this journal can be used. If I want to do some collaging or anything like that. So that is pretty much my idea for this journal. So we'll see how far I get with that this year. Like I said, I already have some ideas on what I want to add to it. So yeah. So this next journal is actually very similar to the one that you just saw. I also picked this up from AliExpress. The only difference is this entire journal is in grid, and it's similar in size, but not exactly the same. This one's just slightly bigger than this green one here. But again, did pick it up from AliExpress, and the entire thing is grid. So what I plan to do with this notebook is kind of something just a little fun, and I don't know how much I'm going to share about it, but I have this thing where with people that interest me, or if I'm watching something, or I am fascinated by a certain person, and I have questions for them, I will just quickly jot out a little letter about whatever the question is that I have for them. So, and I found myself over the last few years, I really, really, really adore Charlie Hunnam and his work. So I will rewatch Sons of Anarchy, The Gentleman, King Arthur, all of that kind of stuff. I've seen it so many times. And every time I watch it, I see something new, and I have so many questions. And what's funny is I know that some of the answers to those questions are very Googleable, but I feel like I want those answers from the horse's mouth. So what I'm going to do is basically, I already, like I said, write down those letters or notes in like a random notebook anyway. When I have a thought, or a thought strikes me, or a question strikes me, I'll write it down. So I just want to have a concentrated notebook for that. And so I'll just kind of decorate it in my own little style or whatever. So whatever I'm thinking or whatever question I have, I'll write it in here. So I have it all in one place, because so many thoughts and so many questions. Okay, this journal is a little Moleskine that I probably picked up from Target, or not Target, from like TJ Maxx or Marshalls or something like that when they have them on sale. Yeah. And basically this is actually a holdover from this year. And what I do in this one is basically I just write out affirmations at night or whenever I feel like it. And I'll just fill a page with like I am statements to kind of encourage myself, or things of that nature. And that's basically the whole purpose of this notebook. Okay, next I have this Pentalic Traveler Artist Journal. And this is actually the first journal I used when I transitioned from the Miguel Reyes notebooks that you can get from Barnes & Noble, using as a Fobonichi, to an A6 size. This is the first one I got. I got it off of Amazon, and the one that I got was brown. But they have these gray ones here at Walmart. I've been seeing them. I've already picked up 3 of them. And what I want to do with this one is I had a goal to finish my, what do you call this? My commonplace book this year. However, I did not do that. I barely got into it. And what I realized is I was just not inspired by this notebook anymore. And I have given myself permission with notebooks, journals, and books. I am no longer wasting my time. If I'm no longer inspired by it, or I just don't want to read it anymore, I'm not going to waste my time doing it. So I refuse, and I will move on with the quickness to the next thing. And so what I'm going to do is transition from this into this as far as my commonplace book. Now, I probably won't be finishing this one anytime soon because it's quite thick. But I think I'll be happier in this. It is, again, A6 and the grid paper, guys. It's the grid. It's the grid paper for me, okay? Whereas this was just a plain notebook. But as you can see, I did fill up some of the pages here. And I'm not sure if I want to basically put what I put in here and then continue adding to it, or just start completely fresh. But I do plan on just letting this go and using this as my commonplace journal or commonplace book from now on. As I said, I picked this up from Walmart. It was like $5. It's in the art section, like the section that's close to like the crafts, and you can like find the sketchbooks and things of that nature. So if anybody's looking for it, that's where I found it. Okay, the next journal that I am going to be using for the year is the One Line a Day, a 5-year memory book. This is my first time having this. I've been seeing it around for a while, and I decided that I really, really wanted to give it a go. So I did pick this up recently from Barnes and Noble, and I'm going to let you know how much I paid. Now, I do have the 10% membership, so the regular price is $16.95. With my 10% off, it came to $15.25. And then, of course, with taxes, it ended up being $16.39. You can also get this from Amazon. It's roughly the same amount, $16 and change. So, yeah. And basically what you do is throughout the years, January 1st, so this will run from 2022, 2023, 24, 25, 26. And you just write one sentence or one line a day to fill up the space, or even that, for each of those years. And it will be interesting to see what changes for me throughout the year. So I did want to go ahead and give this a go and try that. So I'm excited to actually start this tomorrow. And so basically that is it. I mean, I think you guys get the gist of the idea of a 5-year, one line a day journal. And like I said, I picked this up from Barnes & Noble. It is also on Amazon because I checked there as well. So the next journal I'll be using is actually one I've been working in and using for years. And basically I just use it as a place to take notes. So if I'm working through a course or a workbook or anything like that, I take notes here, study notes, whatever. Or if I have to answer questions, I'll write it all out in this journal here. So it's taken me a while to get through it because, you know, although I'm always trying to learn new things, I don't always have to take notes or work through anything or whatever. So here is what the journal looks like on the inside. Really, really love this. As far as I know, I have a few of them. I picked them up from Target. If anybody is interested, I think they may still sell them. They were like $8 and change. And if not, the company is Design Works Inc. You may be able to look it up that way. But like I said, last time I purchased it, I got it from Target. Now, this is another journal that I've had for quite a while. I've been working in it for years, and it's been many things over the years, but I basically mainly use it for like manifestations, scripting, things of that nature. And I actually started a new routine earlier this year. It had to be sometime before May because that's when my new car manifested. So it definitely had to be before then. And I'll share with you guys what I did, but it's very, very basic. And here's what the pages look like if anybody's interested. I picked this up from Michael's a long time ago. I don't think they even sell these anymore. But I'm actually getting down to the wire of this since I picked up that new practice. So I've actually used up a lot of the pages held this year. So once I'm finished with this one, I'll transition into this one. And this is actually a KDP journal that I made myself. It is currently on Amazon, and it's just a basic little journal that, you know, has nice little gray lines here. So I'll fill this up with the exact same practice that I'm doing here. And like I said, I'll share with everyone what I am doing as far as that. But basically, I'll just get in here and like I'll have of course, I'll write the date. And I'll have something called title that says Magic Is, which is basically what I'm grateful for. I just kind of wanted to jazz it up because just saying, what do you call it, gratitude journal, it was getting boring to me. I had to liven it up a bit. And then I'll have a category here that says affirmations, and I'll write down what affirmations I'm concentrating on for that day. And then I'll have a section for like little goals that I want to complete for that day. And then I'll also have a section for the wins for that day. So anything that is a little win, like I made my bed, or if I had planned to edit a video, I edited a video. Anything, small wins. The small wins turn into big wins. So I'll keep track of that. And then I'll have like a section for manifestations or whatever. So like I said, I will actually show you guys what I do in that journal. And that'll be a completely separate video. So that's basically what I'm using this for and what I will transition into this for once I'm finished with that one, because I'm almost done. So this journal, I actually earlier, no, not this year, but last year, I had decided, I don't know why, that I was going to start bullet journaling. And so this is what I did. I did the Animal Crossing theme for the first one. And yeah, that did not work out for me at all. It's just, I just do not have the time or patience for all of the decorating and the drawing and the blah, 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 the blah, 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 blah. So basically what I turned this into is I completed one of my other daydream journals. You guys know I like to keep a daydream journal. So any of my daydreams, I mean, I will just sit and write out a little story in a journal. That's a daydream. So this is basically what I'm doing in this now. So to use it up. So this is what the paper looks like. Picked this up on clearance at Hobby Lobby a couple years ago. These go on clearance every now and again anyway. So yeah, just check there, or half price as well if you're looking for them. But they have different designs as well. Again, you guys know I like my grid paper. I also have some in dot grid, if I'm not mistaken, on my shelf, but this one is grid. And so that's basically what I'm doing this. It is my new daydream journal. Okay, and this is my daily journal that I keep. So at the end of the day, at night, I will just basically recount my day, or if I'm having any thoughts or feelings about anything, it'll go in this journal here. I've had it for quite a while, as you can see. I started it way earlier in the year, and usually it takes me like maybe 3 months to get through a journal like this. But this year I have been really, really, really slacking on my daily journaling. So yeah, it's a struggle because I feel like nothing is going on, and I know I should do better anyway in writing things down, but whatever. So basically, here's what the paper looked like, and this is a journal I picked up from Hamrick's on sale for like $3 a little while ago, earlier in the year or sometime last year. And so basically this is just my daily journal, and I am in 2022 going to try to do a better job of actually filling it out and completing it, because like I said, I usually go through these in like 3 months and I'm on to the next. So my next journal is actually, as you can see, a Nanami's Cafe Note in a B6 slim size. I already took the covers and stuff off, and I had ordered this B6 slim clear cover to go over it. It also has the Tamori River notebook paper in it. And I was going to use this for my creative journal this year, but when COVID hit, or was it last year? I can't remember. But COVID hit, and there was just less stuff going on, less stuff to document, blah, blah, blah. I didn't think I would need this much room, so I decided to just continue on with my A6 size, even though I really wanted to give B6 Slim a try. So what I have decided to do for this is make more of a vision journal, or it's still wrapped up in kind of like manifestation. But I want to be more artsy with it. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but like more drawing out things and having guides and all of that kind of stuff. So that's what I plan on doing with this. I don't know if I'm describing that right or if you guys understand what I'm talking about, but there's this guy I started watching on TikTok. I really love his TikTok videos. And he suggested something I never even thought of before, which was like not only just writing out your manifestations, but actually kind of drawing them out, even if you have to do like stick figures or something like that. So that's kind of what I wanted to do with this journal. Of course, there will be other things in here regarding conscious creating and manifestation and notes and things like that. But that's basically what I wanted to do in this, and that's what I'm going to be using it for this year. So we shall see how that goes. Okay, guys, we're getting down to the wire. This is my TV journal. I have had it for a few years now. I think I started it in 2019. Let's see. Yeah, at first I was trying to do a collage for every show that I watched each month. That quickly became a chore and I had to stop doing that. And so I just transitioned into doing any TV show that I just really loved, and it just really struck me, and I'm looking forward to other seasons of them. And so yeah, you've seen most of these. I think most, if not all, of my spreads in my TV journal are on my channel if anybody's interested in going through that or whatever. So the last one that I did was Only Murders in the Building. Such a good show. It is on Hulu and the whole thing is there. Can't wait for the second season. But yeah, I think you get the gist. Like I said, I just love movies and TV, and so I like to keep an account or do a little journaling about my favorites. And so I was doing, I don't know if I ever got to movies in here, but I had intended to do movies in here as well, and then I decided to just separate them. So this is basically my TV journal here. And lastly, this is my movie journal. Like I said, I separated the TV and the movie journal. And actually, the first movie that I completed in this, and I haven't done a lot in here. I really haven't. So I need to do better. But I actually end up watching way more shows than I do movies. So it kind of makes sense. But the first one that I did in here was Knives Out. And actually, back when we could go to, safely go to the movie theater, I actually went to go see it. And so I made a pocket to stuff my tickets into. But yeah, love this movie. It was so good. And then the last one I did in here was The Harder They Fall. Such a good movie. Oh my God, I love this so much. But as with the TV journal, the layouts that I have done in this should be posted to my YouTube channel. It should be on the TV/movie journal playlist. So if anybody's interested in that. But yeah, this was the last movie that I watched that I wanted to record. But I definitely need to get busy doing more movies in here. I actually still have my ticket from the movie The Gentleman that I went to see in theaters on January 24th, like 2 years ago. Probably almost 3 now. I can't even remember. And so I definitely want to do that because I've watched that several times now, and I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Guy Ritchie is freaking brilliant. But anyway, so yeah, that is pretty much it for all of my journals for this year. Of course, there'll be other ones here and there that I'll probably sprinkle in, but that will be the main ones that I'm working in. Of course, not all of them every day, but yeah. So hopefully you guys will be seeing more things. And like I said, I will do my calendar, a video for how I make my calendar for my new Lloyd's term, and also show you how I kind of do my little manifestation kind of journal thing at night. So if anybody's interested in kind of picking up a practice that they can do just to kind of keep them centered and focused for the days ahead, then yeah, that'll be for you. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and joining me this year. It's been quite a rough year for me, and that's why my videos have been quite sporadic. However, I'm hoping 2022 will be better for everybody. If you have any comments or questions about anything, you can leave those below. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas if you celebrate, a great holiday if you celebrate, and Happy New Year to you all. Catch you in the next year. Bye.